Last week, I drove the 6-speed manual Nissan Z, the 2023 model year, but for 2024, they have a more powerful NISMO. Let's get into it. The standard model already has plenty of horsepower, 400. But they've done some extra piping here to get it to 420 horse. The Z Sport kind of gets left out here because the Z Performance and the NISMO get Amazon Alexa built in, which let me know if you guys have ever used Amazon Alexa in your cars. I stick to my Android Auto. But yeah, I know there's instances where you can use your Alexa, but I'm just not one of those people. Okay, so let's just fly through the images here. Gotta love that red stripe there at the bottom. Some people say Hyundai may have taken that from Nissan with Hyundai's end products. And, you know, we all have to take inspiration from somewhere. But man, the looks of the Z, NISMO or not, is just absolutely gorgeous. It's still almost impossible to find at dealerships. Therefore, it's many of you guys haven't even seen one out on the streets yet. I've only seen one. So we have not only the red badging, but we have the NISMO on the front bumper. We have it on the rear bumper as well. The NISMOs in the past have just looked really clean, really sporty, and Nissan's done it here with the design here on the NISMO. On the interior, we have some Recaro seats with some red contrast there. And oh yeah, check this out. It's only available in the 9-speed auto. Now, some people are really upset about that, but to be honest, I'm actually happy about it because I was not impressed with the 6 speeds performance, smoothness, refinement. It just wasn't there last week when I was driving it, which left me pretty disappointed. But the 9-speed, well, at least in my driving, I've actually really enjoyed the 9-speed. It's super fast, it's smooth, it's easy, and I have no doubts that this 9-speed is going to be very, very quick with this updated twin turbo. So we also have a new screen graphic here with a NISMO background to it. Upgraded Akebono brakes. I think we have 15-inch discs now. Better look at those seats. So let's get back to the press release and get into the finer details here of the NISMO Z. So 20 more horsepower at the same RPM, 6,400 RPM. It really likes to rev high. We have an impressive increase of 34 pound-feet of torque. Comes in a little bit later in the rev range though, and it doesn't hold that peak torque quite as long as the standard performance model, but still 384 pound-feet is excellent. So I mentioned the front discs with the Akebono brakes are 15 inches, while the back ones are the same carried over from the performance model. We have raised forged alloy wheels again, but we actually have wider wheels by a ½ inch. You see 9.5 inches here down to up to 10 inches now, and a ½ inch increase in the rear as well. So what does that do to the tires? Well, the front tire sizes are the same, but we go to Dunlop SP Sport Max GT600s, which are going to be a lot stickier. And the rear tires as well actually have a 285 series tire instead of a 275 series tire here. Now it looks like the seat is completely manual. Check this out. I know it's probably to reduce weight, but look at this. We have 8-way manual seats standard on the NISMO, just like you have on the Sport model. But the performance model I tested last week had kind of a combination. You could mess with the bottom cushion a little bit manually, but you could slide it forward and back with the switch on the right-hand side of the bottom cushion. And you could tilt the upright portion of the cushion automatically as well. You can't do that here on the NISMO. We get the larger screen here, and we also get Bose carried over from the performance model. Still no wireless Android Auto. The automatic was about 3,600 pounds. The NISMO Z is at 3,700 pounds or a little over. I said I would talk about the updated internals, how they're getting the more power. So we have improved cooling, revised electronic wastegate control providing increased turbocharger boost and turbine speed, and an independent ignition spark timing strategy inspired by the GTR NISMO. We also have an enhanced engine oil cooler for extended track performance. That's awesome to see. The 9-speed has also been beefed up for faster shifts. And with new software, the 9-speed transmission has reduced downshift time by almost half compared to the Z Performance. It also gets a Sport Plus driving mode, which really takes advantage of those faster shifts on that beefed up 9-speed. Even though the wheels are the same diameter but a little bit wider compared to the performance model, they're saying that they're actually lighter. We have front, rear, and rear underfloor bracing to increase torsional rigidity by 2.5% compared to the standard models. We have stiffer front and rear suspension bushings and stiffer mounting bushing for the steering rack, which further increase lateral rigidity. Now, it goes on sale this fall, but pricing will be announced at a later date. Here's the thing. Nissan has sold 500 in the second quarter of 2023 and less than 1,000 for the entire year to date. Heck, look at the GTR. The GTR is not that far behind, about 700 units behind the Nissan Z. I don't think Nissan's at max capacity for this Z. And if we look at where the availability of this vehicle is, there are actually 106 in the United States right now. And that's just new models. Now, in comparison, the Toyota Supra just has 49 models available out there on the market. So what's going on? Well, if we look at Toyota sales for the Supra, they've sold about 1,600 units. So they're actually pushing almost double the amount of the Z this year. And it's already been on the market for what, 2-3 more model years than the Z. The Supra is also down this year about 40%. And the last quarter is down 56%. So things are not looking great for the Supra either. This is worst case scenario, but not that far from me, just 61 miles. I'm in Salt Lake City for the reveal of the Land Cruiser today, but it's just 61 miles from me. There's a $90,000 performance model. Guys, this is a $50,000 car. It's getting marked up nearly double in certain situations. Here's a more mild markup of just $10,000. The Z Sports typically are around $40,000 or $39,990, somewhere around there. At a before destination. So these are pretty close to MSRP here in Vegas. So if you're lucky, ooh, and that yellow is the way to go, guys. The yellow one I reviewed was just so beautiful. So if we have such low availability on the standard Z, I can't imagine what kind of availability we'll see on the NISMO. NISMO on paper, when they come out with it, is probably going to be 10 grand more. So it'll probably have around a $60,000 price tag at least. And then dealers will mark it up to whatever they want, $70, $80, $90, $100,000 for the NISMO Z. So, I want to get excited for this vehicle and I can't wait to drive it. And actually, Nissan invited me out to Miami to take a look at it for the first public reveal of it at the Miami Auto Show. But I have friends coming into town, so it's not going to work. I'm still excited that Nissan's committed to the Z and they brought it back for another generation. And they even gave us a NISMO version to give us a little bit more performance, to maybe take some punches towards the Supra. So I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about the NISMO Z down below. Are you excited for it? Do you just want to see a Z on the streets?